Hey friends, so let's do a tour of the Bodygraph, the human design chart generally. Let's get a tour going. Okay, so if you want this in written form, I actually have articles written on my Light to Lead website as well as on Medium. You can search me under Charlie's Truth. So, um, yeah. So let's talk about the body graph, right? We're gonna go over the chart. So first of all, this is gonna be our keynotes. Depending on where you generate your chart, the keynotes may look different, but these are the keynotes. These are basically the information from the chart. They pull the information from the chart and make it easy for you. So you have your type, your definition, your strategy, your incarnation cross, your profile, your your authority, and your not self theme. So all of this information is basically great to get started. You type strategy and authority is mainly the things to help you get started on your journey to experimenting with the human design system. Let me see. I have the article up so I can just run through it. Okay, so when we're talking about the type, we're talking about how your aura operates. Okay, so definition determines your type, and your definition is going to be expressed through your aura. Um, so no manifesting generator is going to be alike, right? Like, even though we're thinking like, oh, I'm a projector, you're a projector, right? That will still express differently because it's going to depend on what's defined in your chart. And what's defined in your chart is actually what's going to be expressed through your aura. But nonetheless, the type is going to tell us how your aura operates. Um, and then we have your strategy. So every type has a strategy with it as well as a not self theme. So your strategy is going to be your plan for how to make things happen with the least resistance. And the idea of least resistance is like, so say for instance you're a pure generator, right? And you're out here initiating and wanting to get things started. That is not the strategy for a generator. So when a generator is initiating, it's likely that they're going to end up in situations that are not aligned for them. And that's what resistance is. So your strategy is meant to help you basically enter opportunities, relationships, situations, experiences in the most aligned way and reduce that resistance. Okay, and so when I think about the auras as well as their strategies together, their strategies make so much sense when you consider the makeup of their aura and how their auras are, how they always operate, and also like just the mechanics of their auras. So when we talk about authority, now authority for this chart is they have an inner authority. Not everyone has an inner authority, but this chart has an inner authority. Because you can have a mental authority and you can also have that lunar authority. So for the inner authority, we have like this emotional solar plexus. But authority generally, because now I'm getting distracted. Authority generally it speaks to how you can effortlessly make aligned decisions. So your authority with your strategy together is helping you to get to enter into and engage with life in the most aligned way for you to reduce that resistance, to reduce you hitting the wall, right? We're going to meet resistance in life because you're going to find what's aligned for you and what's not. So that's part of your evolution and your growth, right? Resistance in and of itself is not a negative thing. It's actually showing you, is a messenger in a sense, right? So the next thing we're going to have is the signature. Right here you have the not self theme. That is a energetic way for you to know what's aligned for you and what is not. The not self theme is telling you what's not aligned. How can you energetically know that something isn't aligned for you? Or that you are out of alignment with your truth, with your flow, your unique flow. You will come into contact with that emotional theme for your whatever your type is. All the types will have the same emotional theme. Again, right, because the types is telling you how your energy operates. All right, so that not self-themed, the way what I have here is, this is a feeling you experience when you do things that are not aligned with the true you. It can be seen as an indicator that you veered off course, or maybe you're saying yes to things that may be a no. All right, so now we're going to talk about profile. So this chart, the profile is going to be that 5-1, and that comes from your sun. That this first line, that comes from behind that dot is a number, and that's what here and here is the same. Behind these dots of that first line is a number, and so is a number 1 through 6. So whatever number is there is your make up your profile. So here is a 1, and then the other side is a 5. And so your profile is how you are destined to live out your role in life. I talked about this in a previous video. Is basically the character you play in your theme. And your theme is going to be, for me, your incarnation cross. All right, so your incarnation cross, which is here, these numbers come from your personality, sun and earth, and then your design, sun and earth. So the first two numbers before the decimals. So the first two numbers. And that is basically, what are you here to accomplish? It's the reason you came to earth, and the gifts you are here to share with the collective. So that's going to be a theme that plays out when you are living in alignment with the truth of who you are. When you are following your strategy and your authority and being your authentic self, you will naturally awaken into your incarnation cross. You will naturally awaken into your purpose. I have here, right, the idea is that living in alignment with your design will naturally have you live in your purpose. Okay, so we are at 6 minutes. All right, so I'm gonna stop it here, and then I'm gonna go to part 2 and start talking about definition.